I'm looking at my first ever blossom of a sword bean right there. These are Josta berries. I've been snacking on them like crazy the last couple days. Now there's more than I can just eat snacking, so I'm going to get a bowl and we're going to pick some. Put them in the fridge. Well, it's late July. I think it's like the 22nd today. I'm eating my first apple. This is a pristine. You can see it's got some pest damage on it. But it's not entirely sweet yet. It's sweet. Pretty close. More black raspberry picking. Since the sun is shining from this direction down, I start on the sun side and walk backwards. I don't have to look up in the sun as I'm picking. Now, so this is one that's a little red inside. You can see the redness. That's not quite ripe yet. Let me see this one. It's exceptionally soft. You know, it's overripe. And you see this one. It's still hard yet. It's black in the middle. Still not quite dark enough, but they're soft, so they're ripe. I guess I should work on thinning these beets out a little bit again. Take this top one. We got some carrots for dinner tonight from harvesting in the garlic. And I just want to add a few other ingredients here and beets, a couple of beet segments will go very well with that. Just picked another quart. There's another quart. Half gallon today. We're definitely over 2 gallons now, maybe 2.5 already. Good. Just getting going.
Well, these are pretty nice sized kiwi for growing up here in USDA planting zone 5. That's nice. We had to hand pollinate these because we only had 4 male blossoms. More up in there. Oh, that looks nice. You can't even read the tag. The tag is screwed up, but it's a Asian name. Chung Bai. BAI. It's a nice plant. I had one growing here too for a long time, and it died back, and it died back, and it died back, and this year it finally started living. That right there is a peach, so it's grown up into a peach tree. This is an apple tree, and it's growing apples. It's a Honeycrisp. It's also a pumpkin tree. Let it grow, let it go. These are red beauty kiwis. Looking rather prolific.
To pick Josta berries. Josta berries are a cross between black currants and gooseberries. And gooseberries, they've really developed some sweet berries over the years through selection. But black currants still remain rather tart. It reminds me of eating pine needles when I eat black currants. This is a kind of a out of the way area and it receives shade much of the day. Good place for a ride. Lots of ripe ones right there in that one. This branch. Some are even starting to dehydrate a little bit. Perfect timing. There we go. These are Josta berries. Some of them aren't quite as ripe as what I want to wait for otherwise, but hard to see it back there in the shade. They still taste pretty good. They just don't have that tiny bit of sweetness that you can get if you wait until they're totally ripe. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. If you can ask for any better of a picture here. That's an expert picking. Hey, you get them all in the hand at once. And then all in the mouth at once. A whole bunch of mosquitoes all around me, so I gotta keep moving. If they catch up to me, they sting me. Another nice batch. Not my honeybee. So I'm snacking on Josta berries. When they fall off, then you know they're totally ripe. Oh, there's a fruit fly. You know that's pretty ripe then too. Eat the fruit fly and all. If you want to get them really maximum ripe, you just tug on them a little bit. They stay on, then you wait another day. This is our bed of yacon. That is a yacon leaf. Somebody said the leaves are edible, but I haven't ever tried them. There's also some milkweed growing in here, and some loft house landrace beans. Look, they are actually going to give a crop. Now they kind of grew up quicker than the yacon, and were above the yacon for a little while. And then all of a sudden the yacon kind of took over. If we look into this spot where the yacon are really tall, let's look under the understory and you can see, look, there's some beans in here. So we're getting a crop of beans. It's probably not a spectacular one because it's in the shade. But we're getting a crop of beans. We're growing yacon. The beans are going to start dying back and release their nitrogen into the soil. And later on, in the fall, that nitrogen will be available for these yacon to bulb up. Yeah, that's good. This is a huge success here. And we got a thistle growing in there too. Our first scarlet runner bean right here, looks like. I have these thistles growing all over the property. Other than the pollinators and the nectar drinkers feasting, this provides a seed for the goldfinch. Just think, some people buy thistle seed. Not me. The bowl is full. That's a quart plus. Not a half gallon today. Close. Black raspberries. I was coming in the back here to dig out a little patch of garlic, and I remembered I planted these set onions in here. Jeez, you don't get much sun, but got a little bit of a yield out of it. They were just extra onions that I had. That's a pretty nice yield right there. Look at that. We still have lots and lots of black raspberries left to pick. We had a big downpour yesterday. I was wondering if some of them got knocked to the ground, but I don't think so. Now we had a tremendous hatch of mosquitoes, and I'm gonna have to keep a mosquito net on. You can see them flying all around my head right now. So I also have pants on. So, and you gotta keep moving. If you keep moving, then they don't have a place to establish. You gotta be watching your hands, so they land on the back of your hands, and it's part of the game, you know. So we got a swamp in the back of the property. It isn't part of my property, it's part of somebody else's, but they ended up, somebody put in a rental unit next to the wetland, and they actually filled in some of the wetland, and now there's less land there for the water to be in, and now it stays wet longer. We're gonna have to deal with mosquitoes, which I'm not complaining about because they're like watchdogs. I'm not worried about anybody coming here at night picking my black raspberries. Alright, I'll show you what I got when I'm done. There they are, they're full. So I still have more to pick. This is by far the best day. Well, not by far. I actually 2 days ago almost filled both of these two. One I had totally full and the other one was just a little short. So today I filled them both, and now I've got at least half or 3/4 of this left yet. So I gotta walk back up and get another cup. So I was thinking, oh, maybe I better have brought a bigger container, but I just got them. Look at that. That's a cottage cheese container. It's a quart. So that one was bigger than a quart, and the other one was a quart. I probably picked not a gallon, definitely 3 quarts, a little more than 3 quarts, I think. That's the best day this year so far. And it's, I don't know, I might have another day like that, but my janines are starting to give out. Those are the first ones that are very prolific. But there's still a lot of white ones left on the main variety, and I don't even know what that is because I've had it so long I don't remember. So that one's full. So there's a squirrel here now, but he's not over by the hazelnuts. We'll see if he stays away because I sprayed it full of hot pepper juice. So that's it. That's the black raspberries for today. I couldn't leave. I found more. Boy, these jeans are really huge. These are nice berries right here. I think I've gone to heaven. And I didn't even die. Woo! I'm just shoving them in. A couple of years ago I ate so many I couldn't eat one for like half a year. My mouth actually got sour. But I think I was eating them too not ripe enough. Now I wait until they're black, totally black, and they're soft to the touch. We had a cane die here. I don't know why. I don't like that, but if I don't focus on just one cane, everything else looks really good. There's even more here. Oh, I dropped one. Might just reach it. That's the kind of trellis you want. Yeah, you can reach them all without getting on a ladder. I think that one's not ripe enough. See, I was picking stuff like that and eating them. I guess I still am. I'm just trying not to. This is an older than 1 year ferment of wild plants, with the exception of comfrey, which I grow here on the property, and the wild plants are also from the property. Whereas I packed this barrel full of all those plants when they were green, you know, freshly harvested, and then I filled it with rainwater, and then screwed this cover on tight, and it fermented. And the primary purpose was to save the greens for the spring compost, because it's hard to get greens early spring, even later spring. Hard to get enough to inoculate an aerobic compost effort heap. So I took the greens out of here already. There's nothing in here other than water and all the residue. And when I took the greens out, the barrel was probably not quite half depleted, and I filled it back up with rainwater. And that was back in early May when I did that. And here it is later June. And now this material is just waiting to be used on something, and I'm going to use it on the beds. I'm going to take the roughest material, this green that's at the top. I'm going to take that and I'm going to pour that directly on with a bucket right onto 2 beds that I just harvested garlic out of, in anticipation of planting radish seeds in here pretty soon, in those beds pretty soon. So that's going to give it a boost of nutrients. And then I'm going to do some mixing. I've got some videos up on how I mix this stuff and water some of the plants. Not necessarily for water because we've been getting plenty of rain, but for the nutrients. I got most of the plant material that was floating on the top out of here, where you can even see oils floating on the top. It looks really nice. And now I've got that bigger material out of here, I can start filtering it. And I've got some other beds where I've actually planted some seeds in, and if I filter it through a screen, then I can use my watering cans without the sprinkly heads getting clogged up from this material. But boy, that really looks rich. Just look at that. And I've got this old pan here with a handle, and that's how I got the material out. That'll give you an idea how rich this is, since it's white. Look at that. That is natural, organic. Organic, I don't even like the word organic anymore. They've so watered it down. This is natural. This is naturally growing plants fermented fertilizer. Probably some of the best fertilizer you could ever make. And with such a simple process anyway. Look at that. I haven't tested it. I don't know what kind of nutrients are in it. All I know is I've read books on fermenting and how fermenting increases the nutrient values. And that's what I'm doing right there. This is a jar of hot pepper ferment. I actually put a little bit of salt in there, 2 peppers, 2 hot peppers, a jalapeno and a cayenne, and then I put that much water in, and I did that yesterday. So today it's kind of fermenting a little bit. Oh, I also threw a few little garlic bills in there. You see a little white one right there? That was already being fermented, so there's lactobacteria definitely in here now. But the juice is kind of hot. I'm going to put it into this spray bottle here, and we're going to spray the hazelnuts. We'll see how the squirrels like that. I got most of it. We'll go ahead and fill that back up with water. We'll use it tomorrow if we have to. This is the Italian one. We definitely want to spray that. Look at the big, huge nuts on there. Yeah. So I'm spraying this one down now. Gotta make sure I don't spray. Ooh, I got it too tight, I think. Better not spray into the wind and get it back in my eyes. Didn't take long. I sprayed down, I don't know, 3-4 precocious that are fruiting heavily, European, and then Italian, which is also European. I'll make some more. I'll spray again. We'll find out how it works. Oh, I'm getting behind on my gooseberry picking. Look at that. Oh, whatever. It tastes like just like grapes now. When they're really ripe like that. Been my problem in the past. I would eat these. They kind of look purple, but they're not. Get them darker like that, and then. Oh yeah. It's really where we want to be. In the sweet spot. So how much effort did it take me to reach down and grab those 3 berries? I'm pulling them in my mouth. So you get these canes that are old, they start to lose their vigor. I'm going to have to give her a good pruning. We'll wait till this winter when all the leaves are off of it. You know, maybe I'm not getting behind. There's not that many that are purple. It's right there in the front where the sun was. Maybe up here there's one. Yep. These aren't purple. More rain. Got these apples here growing. This is a hazelnut. Ooh, that lens is fogged up again from this humidity. This is a hazelnut right here. And there's apples growing in amongst the hazelnuts. They don't have any pest damage on it. So I'm wondering if hazelnuts deter the pests that bother the apples. So we come away from the hazelnuts here. We can find some apples here that are uncovered. We got a lot of them that are covered up. There. You can see all the pest damage on that one. Away from the hazelnuts. Matter of fact, I'm going to take that right off of there. Look at that. I'm going to throw that in the compost so that it doesn't hatch any bugs. This is fermented hot pepper water in a spray bottle. And I'm going to come and spray these hazelnuts again because it rained a lot yesterday. Probably washed off the application that I put in there 3-4 days ago, and so far, you know, these hazelnuts that I remember spraying on this Italian tree, they're all still here. So it's got to work. And when I was spraying last time, there was a couple nuts where I chased a bug out of there. So this stuff I think is working. But we'll know for sure after these hazelnuts start to ripen even more. We're trying to keep them away from the squirrels. That's the main objective.